One killed every hour on the world's roads, each one of them leaving a huge hole in the hearts of those left to grieve. Each one of them more than a number, but only one of the 1,350,000 people to have lost their lives on the roads in any given year. Another 50 million are seriously injured, and it's the primary cause of death for children and young people under the age of 29. These are heartbreaking statistics that only touch on the impact on emergency services and the trauma experienced by those left behind to grieve, rehabilitate, and carry on. In November, we ask you to remember those lost, those left behind, and those you love. To reflect on the impact on our emergency services and the important work they do, often at great risk to themselves, to save lives. They need our support. And think of those you love. Your own actions will make the roads safer for them and others. Road trauma sends ripples out throughout the community. But by taking the time to remember those who've been killed and injured, we can also act to make things safer for those we love. Join the UN World Day of Remembrance in November and become part of the global movement to reduce the death and injury tolls and improve post-crash response for victims and families who are seeking thorough investigation into the cause and prevention of these tragedies. In-depth investigation not only forms the cornerstone to justice, but provides evidence-based prevention strategies for global road safety improvement worldwide. If you can, please consider donating to the UN/WHO Action Group working to implement the global plan for road safety, or to your local road victims NGO. But most importantly, consider your own actions to make our roads safer, because every life lost or broken is one too many, and every one of us can make our roads safer today.
Yes, me fambulem in a good evening once and for all, and for we brother and sister in the United States of America, good afternoon. Today, we start this program, and it's a follow-up of what we've been talking about last week. Just to give you a brief, last week, we've been talking about the causes of road accidents. We give out several examples, and mostly it can either be saying a mortal man that caused the accident, through careless driving, or where people in the sleep in the vehicle, fatigue, or people that they take push. It can also be saying that it's vehicle, because we don't see a lot of vehicles them recently this week. Another tanker accident will be in Sanya Abacha Street, but luckily, the authorities, they act very fast. They're able to cordon the area, but no injure. So that is an improvement. If not also the road design, I can announce a good news now. Due to this broadcast, which I guess speed, now there beaucoup people in the die, we get what you call black spot, so then go able to patrol the road. That is an improvement. But today on this program today na the eve of the World Day of Remembrance for accident victims. And coincidentally, now today we lay with dear friend to rest, Eric Lansana, who we talked about in our last program, when I am technical director for Bo Rangers. May his soul also rest in peace. Also today, the Sierra Leone Roads Authority organized one event where they go to that place where them people in Wellington been die due to that tanker accident. For go remember them and lay a wreath and say, okay, we don't say never again. So as eve of the Remembrance Day, the theme again, as we say, and deal with today, we need justice for road crash victims. And we don't start by remembering the dead. Now, the next part throughout this program, we will talk about how we dey support accident victims them waiting for do. Then the final part, now action where proper governments go take for either prevent accident or for actually deal with them people the way become victims. So me, where they host this program today, I host the program on behalf of this platform, which is Voice of Sierra Leone Network TV, on behalf of the Sierra Leone Institute of Engineers, and also we own Kumbra organization, we a Road Safe Salone, campaign for safer roads in Sierra Leone, where they operate for over 10 years. So now that we can talk to you today, we talk about the theme for this year. They say justice for victims, road crash victims. What do you mean by this? We say justice. Justice can come in several forms. The first area we'll get for look, we'll talk about justice, not only on the legal side, but how they provide support for people the way involved in accidents. One of the first things we'll talk about now, how then they able go for let them treat them when they get accident. So the first primary thing now emergency response. What do they talk about emergency response? The emergency services them. Now Salone. We na ambulance service, na police, na road safety corps, cross. Then and then at the government services them. We also get people them working then at the area when they can go help. Although to all man. So one of the things that we consider we they don't do in other African country, and when we say we don't start for looking at Salone, that area where the accident they happen. Especially if you look at that Wellington Mashaka Road, Putloko Makeni Highway, Bo Kenema Highway. We as Soriat organization, one partner with government and other people them, they can take video, then put on social media. We they against Dandy. Totally they against that. So the first one are access to health care for accident victims. We know say the government when they talk about what hospital, whether na Orange, we all man know about that number there. So when accident be, you call that number there, and we go able get the emergency services for come. We also get police traffic warding them, not treat. Also, we need for improved in communication so that what we call rapid response. So now then go there. But when they go there, then go look after them people and they. And by the way, the road safety authority don't say, then go begin provide training for them and traffic cops here, so that whenever there's a scene of accident, then go able go there and not only cordon the place, but help for provide basic first aid and transport the patients then safely to a health facility. Normally, the accident there, not to all 10 and they take them go hospital. The first two we need, I will talk about that at the end of this broadcast. Now, holding point, also will carry them go for stabilization. From there, the next stage, now for carry them go hospital. But if we carry them go hospital for let them do triage, as we can call them, we need several. Connaught Hospital, as I find out recently, then get a place where they deal with trauma patient them, orthopedic patient them, but that is not enough. We for make it a point of duty for say all major hospitals, so man them not to the accident actually kill them. Now the delay in either taking them to hospital, taking them to proper clinic, then we dey talk about specialist units. Then specialist units and then we will talk about again during the time where the Wellington fire disaster. Now, like if you get accidents where get fire upon them, like then tanker accident, like we've been seeing at Wellington, forget the burns unit. Who said they will treat people them with burns. We will get video, not only the units, but how you train the nurse system. Because I talked to one in Salone, Dr. Naya, Dr. Kamara, who is an accident and emergency specialist, a fellow Prince William, where they work in Manchester. We talk about, so when people are getting burns, then some of the things that will happen, even if the person they call for water, in body all don't hot inside fire. So if you get water, then it can cause damage. Then at the medical side, now so they tell me, it just tell like where you get, if you take your motorcar where you ride the motorcar, you run out of water. You know, when you open the engine, now so it can hot. You know, they just pour water, they get for let the engine cold first. Now the same way the body self they work. If person get secondary degree burns, all anything and they, so we need for train that we know system and how for deal with accident victims, especially if they suffer burns. That is very important. Now that's what they talk about access to healthcare. Then we get a lot of accident there where they involve people there where they ride Okada. When our motorcycle taxi them. And then they mostly end up in broken foot. Then broken foot, the hip damage and all the rest. Even also when they carry and go hospital, they get for know how for treat them. Even like how you go know how you go put the leg, you treat you brace them for let the bones then something not shift. So you go able heal and treat them. So one of the justice then what they talk. I mean, if we look here now, you go see how people and they now we Okada them. Just imagine one Okada they carry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people then. The law say Okada not for transport more than one person. And again, we will talk again today to them mommy them. In a left for putting a picking and a Okada then for go school. Kumbra left for then a Okada. We don't say I'm like that single and sing a song, one a belly, one a back. Kumbra we get belly, then he taught picking a back. Then he ride Okada. Now high risk. He put himself at risk. He put his unborn child at risk. He put his baby at risk. Then thing and they, also government no more get for tell we. We at the Soriat organization them, we go continue, we campaign them for make sure say people they understand the risk when they take, when they use them vehicle and they. So healthcare is very important. Again, looking at the figure, according to Salone Road Safety Authority, Mr. Ambrose Tucker, when I ended in charge of the statistics division and research, he said from January to September this year, now 9,623 people then they no record way involved in accidents. Out of them people then they 225 now then die. And 225 will die, 95 na man, 135 na woman. So we are killing our next generation. So accident they happen, even the safest system in the world, you must get accident. But we focus now for prevent them. And when we prevent the accident, even if it happen, now for able to provide one, the response time for go meet the people them, how for treat them, and whose kind of treatment they get. I will get for come to that, and the key issue is how will they pay for them treatments and they? That we'll go talk on the program later. So the next, what will they talk about now? When person get accident. Say we country, we get fumble them, and you immediate relatives, then they suffer. Right. The government don't set up where it always they not to now they set them up. We get legal aid board where the madam na Kaitin Hansels na in the header. So that legal aid board day also not to for just we go talk about that when it comes on the law side and the treatment side, but family support. We are organization Road Safe Salone. We they think of for work with the Ministry of Social Services, because for let them get people them, when are social workers them, we get them trained already. We go support the victims them, the family. During the Wellington disaster, we been get the Ministry of Social Services and the Deputy Minister when Mohammed Ajikela Agudof Miaturam, he been very instrumental for letting them provide then social care workers here for support the victims them. But when we talk about support the family, not to just, you need a very responsible medium. So this week we are here where the Deputy Director of Salone Road Safety Authority say, then they think of for set up a trust for actually help the government. The other thing we'll get for do, we'll talk about access to justice for road crash victims. Now, we lawmakers them, they want the way they tawail. They want the way they tawail, the parliamentarians them, then role now for review law, for make law, and for all governments to account. And every ministry or departmental agency, then get a committee in the parliament when they look into their affairs. And I should say, in all these 4.5 years where this parliament they in session, when at the 5th parliament, one day no committee not look into road safety. The global approach, all signed at the other wall, then get road safety committee in a parliament. So waiting at the importance of road safety committee in a parliament, because you get baby organization them, na government, where they deal with accident victims. You get Ministry of Health, where 9 days for provide the services the way they need for accident victims. You get the road safety education in school. We also see this week where the Salone Road Safety Authority go to their school them. Then go like Muslim Brotherhood, then go begin talk to the student them about road accident. But not to when things happen, not to paddle. We all know that famous devil. Not to 1 time for a year. World Remembrance Day, now 1 day. And tomorrow, the government say, then go mark the occasion with interfaith prayers. But again, I go back to the slogan. We they remember, we they support. No, it's time for action. It's time to action. From after that September day, just last week alone, more than 4 accidents don't take place. Where up to 20 people don't die. We add to the statistics. We see another accident where lorry catch fire. So the lawmakers, we people then get access to the lawmakers for complain or for make petition for say why in not look into this road accident in them. Bring the agencies the way they on board For a start, one of the things that we I think say very important is when we've been getting Wellington fire disaster. The government set up a task force, presidential task force, where them big Babala report, where them present to the PA. That report they did to the PA. They make beaucoup recommendation. One of the recommendations are with emergency service system. How would they deal with national disaster? So if we parliamentarian them be forthright, what you do up till today, they now call the agencies and they way the report recommend say for let them do them business. Then they can't tell we what they don't do, or if they don't do nothing, why they don't do nothing. And if not so, every time we get accident, whether na one person die, na two person die, or na beaucoup people and die, we say Kruma Saba as na Timoni. In Mende, you say Gewo. Na God. Creole say na God de gi, na God do am. Now we left for the put everything and say na God de do am. The Bible say, and associated in the Quran, God help them one the way they help themselves. So now we for try for help ourselves. So that access the justice for road victims, now follow parliamentarians and sit up. Let them call them people here. Ask them what they do. Where we roads then get potholes them. Yeah? Where we not get road signs them. Waiting at the state of we hospital them. Waiting ministry education they do. Because beaucoup of them picking the way they die. The one the way they get accident are school picking them. Waiting and they do. And as I say again, let us start with the report where government in self don't produce. We know say time not there now. They think about for come back next year. But now at the table for the ask question. Because election time they come. Then say you vote that you right. We for begin ask them people there way for go represent we in a parliament. What in a do for we? How we now improve we health system? How we now improve we road system? How we now make sure say now enforce the law so that people they not go to drink and drive. So now they the parliamentarians and council that access to we lawmakers. For access with lawmakers, let the act is also part of justice. Now the next thing I want to talk about now insurance. Insurance, nothing way, not to all my one pay insurance. I remember I've been watch one film. There with Nollywood, me and my way like watch me African film because they show you reality. A young man we come out school, he just done university, not get work. He go for go sell insurance. Me self why they England be not sell insurance. But he go talk to the person about life insurance. The person chase and say, oh, so you want to make a die? Now make sure you want to buy life insurance. So under normal circumstances, nobody no like for buy insurance. Then part of the world there already, you need insurance for your house. If you get mortgage, that means you don't take debt for pay your mortgage over 25 years. You get forget that insurance there if you die. So you know go left debt to your family. But today on insurance, I want to talk about this motor vehicle insurance. Because why they buy insurance? Now like guarantee, say if anything happen to you, you go able to get a way where they go provide for you and your family. If you die, they go provide for your family. If you injure, they go actually provide for your health care. If you motor car damage, they go repair them. But we're going to look at the insurance industry and take the state of insurance because that is all part of access to justice. And it goes shocking now for reveal this. Truth or research what I don't do. Because when you take insurance, then get what they call liability. Waiting the insurance company will pay in case of accident. So insurance policy then they where you the person will take the insurance, you can contribute towards that. But let's talk vehicle insurance. 95% of with public transport. Now waiting and call third-party fire and theft insurance then get. That ordinary insurance are the basic. Waiting third-party fire and theft mean? It means if you get accident, third party, now you know more they cover. You know they cover the driver. Even at times the cover not extend to the passenger then. You know? So we get for look at the insurance industry. And for public transport, we forget fully comprehensive insurance. Comprehensive means it cover everything. It cover healthcare. It cover damage to your car. It cover if you do accident. Some insurance policy they also cover if you get case in a court for pay you legal fee. So insurance company themselves, they get boku work for the baby work. Because now we get all kind of insurance company there. Just because the law say if your vehicle not get insurance, you not go ride in a street. So you get insurance the way, then the give sticker. That responsibility there, we get what you call National Insurance Commission. We get a commission of insurance. We also get the Association of Insurers. Not to all insurance companies them bad. Let me make that disclaimer there. You get good insurance there. You get Oriel Insurance for name a few. You get National Insurance Company. You get one or two. We're good. We're on the long. And some they pay up. But people them, they let go find easy road. Which man say cheap is expensive. Then they go find the insurance broker they win a briefcase they get. We just give the insurance for let them insure their car. And especially if in a public car, a public transport, when accident be, now that thing they go realize say, you not cover. And the liability waiting the insurance go pay some of them third-party insurance there. The last time I do a checkup, that was about a year and a half ago. The liability at the time, now 1 million old Leones, where the value in dollars at that time, now $100. So the insurance cover is very important. Also, the insurance then get what they call insurance risk assessors then. And when you do insurance, you get for identify the risk. And what that mean the likelihood for the bambai. Almost people then go get accident. So now then part of the wall here, you get insurance where you they pay based on your accident record. Not to all man for they pay the same insurance. They want they way dangerous, let them pay more. Where you get too much police case and careless driving. So the police, the SLRSA and the insurance company them for work together. Lord became record them dangerous driver them. Make it difficult for them let them get insurance. Now then country here, when you're a young driver, sometimes you go buy one second-hand car, you want insurance because you don't get experience and you not the way you drive. Sometimes the insurance cover, it pass the value of the motor car. Even when you get insurance, when it comes and claims, no problem. Access to justice also means getting the insurance company then for leave to the contractual obligation. It means that the insurance commission go make sure say they monitor the insurance company here for see how then they settle claims. How then they settle claims, and not only how then they settle claims, but the time where they take. Because sometimes then they, by the time they pay insurance, the person don't die. And even the money where then they pay self sometimes they not do for cover the Kasanke money. So we need that justice for people that way on the road. Sometimes they not to work yourself with the worker because look like them people, you don't within a transport, look like them people the way been in that Wellington for a disaster. Some man on roadside been the sell for getting living. He go get accident. I don't know. Almost people in business loss. Some man die, some man injure. Waiting at the cover. So now then hear what they talk about. The insurance is very, 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 very important. Government get for look into that. And at this now the thing that we again we go back to the parliamentarian, the lawmakers them. Then people that already sit up to our hill. Because then go there for represent to interest. It's about time, Lord, they ask them, let them they deal with issue the way they affect we. Because accident we not get mama, you not get papa. You know they choose party member, you know they choose tribe, you know they choose sex, you know they choose religion. Anybody can involve in accident. So now all my business. So as we remember them people here we die all over the years. And tomorrow at the World Remembrance Day, as that video when I watch, let's work with government. But let's also work with them Soriat organization them. Let's give support to them. Sometimes not so money they want safe. Sometimes that you can volunteer your service. Like me when they talk to Inaya, most of me work, what they do now, voluntary work they do. My organization, Road Safe Salone, as I talk to Ina, tomorrow, then get a service like a small talk. Now, one all in Adelaide Street, where they know liaise with the local unit commander and a very fine officer, Gloria Edwards, where you don't grieve for let the policeman and go there. Then say we explain them to some of them how they talk. We say thank you to the LUC, now Adelaide Street Police Station. We also get a lawyer. We also they go there because now around that area they will get people then where they go listen to some of them here who they talk about. Where it camp on insurance, it camp on law, it camp on how for support with people them. Now the next area where very important. Now the company them. We know say a lot of company then get boss them. They can provide transport for the workers them. I get a case where a young lady where they work in one of the banks then. It can't find in Fambul them. If they go back upline, the vehicle where they provide for them go get accidents. And after they don't get an accident, then they realize that the vehicle not being get proper insurance. Right? So, in that case, the access to justice, the company will employ them, will make sure say he go use that vehicle there without they not check whether he properly insured or a competent driver. They're self-responsible. Because in law, now they use that term when they call vicarious liability, which means due to your action or inaction, you cause something for happen will affect somebody where they under your care or under your employment. So the workplace them, where in they get vehicle them for transporting our workers them. And I make sure say the driver them train properly. The vehicle it properly insured, it properly maintained. And when them person and they get accident, even before the insurance they come, you the man employer or you the company employer, now your duty for make sure say you get support. Because now sometimes they go to hospital, sometimes they can need blood. I don't get situation where person they don't call where he go hospital, then say he get for buy blood. Now then country we know they buy blood, but also access we for step up with campaign, follow they donate blood. So they donate blood, we get bank where people are sick, where they need, because most time when they need accident, where accident come, people can need blood. So also the employers them, now we country and all over country in the world, Then get waiting and they call one law where they call health and safety at work. Yeah. So then get for make sure say they provide support for the workers them. Either as drivers, because some company then they driving a part of the profession. And for giving that support, then they give them that health care. And when accidents happen, now for there, they actually get support and justice. Now, the final access to justice, well, I want to talk about now. Then after this, I will take a break and ask if anybody get calls for coming or any person want raise issue, potential we don't talk. So we will get a conversation. I want let we interact. Now two-way conversation. Let in ourselves where they listen at them program in a day. Let in ourselves they bring in our own little and nothing idea. You know? Not so one man no go sabi all thing. And we want where with people then they listen to we themselves, they contribute. Then they go give we the courage for continuing to what they do. So the final part on this access, if I can go back, I don't talk access to healthcare. I don't talk about support for family members. I don't talk about insurance claims. I don't talk for support for workers. Now look into the worst thing in our justice system. And that justice system there, I want to focus on two institutions. Three, I would say. We get the police when they enforce the law. They also get the one the way they do that work there with them when the Salone Road Safety Authority traffic cops them. Then we get the court system. So where does access to justice for accident victims come inside? Sometimes when accident be, now the responsibility of the police, now they get for investigate. Sometimes they say, when somebody go in a hospital, if you get accident, for let them treat them, the hospital go ask for police report. So the police then get for set up that system there, where they go able provide timely police report for accident victims. So they go treat them. That report they also need the insurance company sometimes they can need that report there for pay damages. So dear, we police, if you now want support, we ready for getting a support. Me when they talk to you now, so I don't volunteer for work with the police traffic safety department from 2017. And I will continue for the talk to them. And I hope say the new police traffic director, Assistant Inspector General of Police, Brian McCanney, if you're there, they listen. But if you're not there, if you're busy, then I will send on this video clip for this particular issue they talk. Things for do with police report. The next thing we will talk about the police and SLRSA. Now, when then they investigate the accident, then you get forget the accident report, but also sometimes the accident can be when some big alejo, you know, or what beside you as you can say, you get accidents when a government vehicle on a big man vehicle. Everybody is equal under the law. Elect Uda involved in that accident day. In a not allow imposition for denied justice to the ordinary Sierra Leonean. Because now, the big man then get their own number plate. Minister get your own number plate. Then government vehicle then get their own number plate. And then government driver then they something they wait and then that vehicle then they can feel to say they get scholarship for misbehaving at the road. What beside you, one of them go bang you. Right? For let you able to get a claim there. Or for let them get liability. No problem. So we get for look into the issue then they. You understand? We get for look into the issue then they. Let the police then do then justice. I always say the motto is Salone police is a force for good. We get inside the police, like any organization, we get good policeman, we get good policewoman them, we get bad one them. And I don't praise some of them. I know a lot of them, I don't work with them. But the good one them, let them goodness rub on the other one them. So we get confidence in the police. So access to justice when it comes for investigate accident na our country is very important. So when we talk about the justice system, also let's talk about the court, the magistrate court. Although we don't get special traffic courts than at all, when a thing where I don't advocate for, because as I say, I've been working in Liberia, neighboring Liberia, then get traffic courts. And it's about how we get traffic courts. And I'll tell you the reason why we forget traffic courts then they. If you look at the regulation then, the Road Traffic Act 2007 and the Road Traffic Regulation 2011, 90% of the traffic offenses them, you get that time where say, if they talk about fine, then you also add say upon summary conviction, where means if the case get for go court, now that day you go liable to that fine. So then they go fine you, then you go get custodial sentence at the correctional center. So if we get all the law, then they will call for the intervention of the courts. How come we not get courts them where they deal with traffic offense specially? Every year, over 1,000 graduates they come out of the university, they when a law graduates them. They can train them as magistrates. So in law, you get the bar and you get the bench. The bench now are like magistrate, the one who deal the case. The bar now, we can get lawyers and now we'll get for train them, even in the legal system. Therefore, get a particular module in how they train, we lawyer them on traffic laws and traffic regulation. Me when I talk to you, so when I do my first professional course in transport, in England, when I've been the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, we get one particular module where they talk about law of business and carriage. We cover things like contract law, liability, insurance, all that thing and that. So we need that. Then again, one of the practice where they happen when me driver, they don't tell me, because they talk here on behalf of the Pura and Bus Owners Association, the Passenger Welfare Association, the Motor Drivers Union. We don't get baby complain. We then can arrest people them. So then they go detain them for traffic offense. When they go magistrate court, then they tell them, say, let them plead guilty. If they don't plead guilty, then they go lock them up. But we law say innocent until proven guilty. So the court system also, not only for handle the case them fairly, that makes sure our law court, we get the scales of justice symbol now we law court, where they balance the law for work in the interest of the people. So this idea of saying somebody get for plead guilty, pay the fine and go, we for stop dandy. The other thing we talk about justice, now the court system, it come back again, how you they award penalties. Because now with traffic laws them, you get where they judge them, they award penalties, liability, compensation. So with Chief Justice and Attorney General, in a look into them tier and train them judges, their magistrates them on how they for deal with their case here. Let the victims of road accidents, then we'll get justice. So we court system get a lot for do. Then the final one, if you look at we don't come up so, now the different fine than this. But on them fine and then get what they call arrestable offenses. Then an offense where if you commit that offense, the traffic offense, the enforcement officer can arrest you. Right? But even when they arrest you, they can take people and go court for offense they went to arrestable offense. So they custodial sentence. Because when you sentence man to correctional service, now the state get for look after him. It get for cost the state money. But inside that same law there, where SLRS say, I done the campaign for let them use them, it is under section 100 of the Road Traffic Act 2007, when a penalty point system, when they endorse your license. So if they make and say 3 strikes, you are out, 3 offenses is in 1 year, then ban you from driving for 12 months. When they ban you for driving for 12 months, it means say when you want to get your license back, you get to go take other tests for sure you're safe on the road. And also it will affect you back. So if you now will be not get driving ban, where you go for go insure your vehicle, you're a high risk to the community. So your insurance for high pass the man way not get that. This is a simple thing that we can put in place for actually access to justice. So me family them, this now part 1 or the first part of this broadcast. With people them, I think say we can either open the phone lines now, or if anybody wants to send me question on the chat up room, lag in a time for come up before I go. Okay, fine. Somebody don't say, Madam Janet say, accident the apple 50 fatal. Plenty of loss of life. Make we fight forget drivers and for become responsible. Sorry. Okay. How do we get drivers for become responsible? I will repeat them back. Now, how will they train the driver them? How will they give license? So we get for look at how they train driver. Whose kind of skills you need before they put you behind lorry. And let's talk something. When I go around me different parts of Africa where they work, where they talk with government officers them, I can ask them one question. I say, in all the fly overseas, not so? They say yes. And I'll talk back with aviation when they start. I say, almost often go on a plane, let the captain fly you, and you're not sure if that captain they get the right training. They say, no, not so because not here. The same way, why will they allow people in a road for travel with big container them? Some of them container them, 40-foot container them. For take baby passenger in a road, where before they get a license, they not get proper training and they not test on the road. So that's a challenge for the government. SLRS say, they try, they don't improve, because they don't begin theory tests. They always say, when we go to school, we get a report card. And when they do report card in school, then you always write, there is room for improvement. We mean say, they don't do well, they do well, but they get more for do. And also they get more for do, they're in that area of driver training, testing, licensing, and certification. We get any other yes, vicarious liability would be responsible. Yes, we don't talk about that. If we don't get any other, any other caller they come in, because I want to go to the next part. So we toll free line a day for then people the way they watch we. Now America again now 866-944-7722. UK now 20-808-91455. You can put you +44. Then Australia now +61-29-098-4337. But now we all use WhatsApp. So you can call this number on WhatsApp wherever you did. 1-343-997-5828. Moderator, we can play some video of some accident or anything at the Nilo. Go back to that first video whilst we take a break for go back to the second part.
Where I want to go camp quick, I want 3 hours, 2 hours. So you drive the driver. So driver the speed. Tell her then, if you able to study that speedometer, let no go above 100. Highway, let no go above 100.
80.
Where you want to go above 100 or even 80, tell the driver. Who say we go pass? You understand? Driver na money you want. You don't want to know on the street. You understand? So we tell you, yeah, you set up of the driver. Driver wey you don't see, don't smell alcohol flavor. This push again, like the taxi. Hey, you know they get the flavor, but when the way they see possible one, they know say they put that flavor. You understand? Don't let me say it. By this hour, na December they come. They want run 5, 6 every time.
The next time you send her,
okay, sir. And some of the passengers they want to do the right job. They will not when they talk of our life, in our life is very important. Yeah? And this will be yeah? Yeah? Look at
yeah. And two na sabi when I work late to come to open then at the road. And this na global road safety. All over the world we dey talk to drivers, we dey talk to una that also the passenger. You understand? More especially to Mr. Driver, last week. We get 2 points on the speed limit and the speed of job. So they have new job. You understand? One, when you dey drive, no go above the speed limit. 80 kilometers, no faster. When you dey approach town, then village way, you know say train dey no one for 30 kilometers. Na life day you dey carry. Then people like you then people dey depend on the also. But if you dey speed, then for accident happen. Na lifestyle don lost so. Why dey life there? Second is some man they don't take that push. They don't take that tramadol. They don't go know say na lifestyle they can go. They go she don't be STI. You know they get that focus again because the push won't take over and the tramadol don't take over. After that you can get accident. But you know that speed. Yeah, they take driver. No we know about speed limit. When they reach now town, go down to 30 kilometers. When you go this normal average, go to like 80, no person. Nothing can say, hey, I don't forget to take other people. They go to back. So this way you don't know now, you don't care about their own life. No, go to them for safe. That person they've got back for you, they get them. Yeah, and they go on as festive season they cancel. Oh, but they go come go pick them go come. No, do your driver. Do your with a babe. Yeah? Papa, when I thank you.
oh my God bless you.
Okay then.
Thank God. Thank
Yes,
God.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
They even the accidents there, they need the minimum.
I don't overspeed and then they cause accident. That use of blood can abuse and abuse. I don't want to take it tramadol. You can't sit under that steering. Now next day they go. Papa, we never go to clean our safety alongside with the post. Yeah? Okay, but we're going to go to that.
and the gallant women them and men of the Salone Road Safety Corps, where they out in the streets this Remembrance Week for sensitize drivers them about kush, about the use of drink driving, tramadol, and all that thing. We want more of that. So because road safety course, not just for enforce, they also for the actually educate the drivers them about risk. And that video where we should play, and the last post, disaster victims them. With today, road safety, then go read. The next now for act, and the people that wake up for act, if I repeat, the minister them and heads of the departmental, whether they're responsible for road, health, or education, the police for the justice system, and the courts, and also the and we the Soriat organization. So this final segment on this today, I'm telling a thank you because in adore patient with me. It come on the final part when I act. And then they come inside act and support. One of the announcements where the government make this week, now for say the Salone Road Safety Authority of the don't start discussion with the insurance commission and insurance providers them for provide a trust fund, forget a trust fund for victims of accident. And the last broadcast we will get one of me guests them from Botswana country there. When an act of parliament, which is the Motor Vehicle Accident Compensation Fund. So we want for challenge with parliamentarians then. We know say time not there now. But throughout this campaign period, under this Voice of Salone network, we're going to tell you beaucoup things about how we want we transport for improve and safety. So for begin start for ask, the one that we want to go represent we. Waiting, they want to do for we. And we hope say under the next 6 parliament, this law will for set up this accident compensation for victims. They can start the trust fund now, but the law, let it be one of the first law them where they go through parliament. And we'll keep watch for that. So now, with this trust fund now, what I want to do now, I can show you now how we can raise this fund and what thing the fund can do. Mr. Moderator, if you can put up the video of or the picture of side clinic, because I want to talk about that. Yes, we get somebody who will say perhaps the first thing to do is to read the system of uninsured motorists before holding those in license responsible. Salone needs real deal. That's good. I don't know, Judge Kamara, thank you very much for your contribution. On to what you say. The first thing is say for read the system of unlicensed and uninsured motorists. Fine. For do that there, we get system for put them. Road Traffic Act 2011, Section 2. The Salone Road Safety Authority forget data, a record of every driver and vehicle with license in that country day. Then forget them. Now, they say in any management system, what you cannot measure, you cannot manage. So now the first thing that. So this road safety authority get for make sure say they can get record. And the law also say anybody on application for go to that authority day and pay a fee where they go determine for examine their record and day. So then give with the people in the power. But how many of we don't ever met for use that right day? But before they use that right day, we can forget the data. Now the second thing we talk now how for enforce that policy day. And I don't make suggestion. And in other African countries, they talk about waiting there. Get a system where they call ANPR, Automatic Rate Recognition System, which is like an app. So that record and day where they off, where the SLRSA get, and the police self forget that because they say the enforcement. Now we get technology. All you need is a simple smartphone where the police can key in your number plate. It go get instant detail of who that get that vehicle there, who stay a register them, whether it be not go through checks, whether it insure, and whether it be not involved in any accident or crime. So you get for link the insurance data with the vehicle registration and get a system for check them. That way, you go able to get rid of the unlicensed and uninsured motorists. But we also get law, because if you get that system there, you can still do the penalty point system. Where driver them way commit offense, let's say 3 traffic offense within a year, you can pull them from the road. So the law there, which you will not get, now the political will for do that. They'll answer the next part of your question, or you what you talk, say Sierra Leone needs real driving schools. Yes, indeed. You cannot say it better. We need driving school, and forget that driving school there. Because the law say now Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, now then they license driving school. Now then they register driving instructors. So now we say we get employment challenges. Just imagine if they enforce that law there. Most people they will go employ as driving instructors in that country. When they say, if you not go to a registered and certified driving school, trained by a registered and certified instructor, you not go able to apply for a license. It go create employment. Not only it go create employment, it go also make sure say, we get safe driving schools there. But let me be futuristic, because this we can get in due. Now when they reform public transport, it means say all public transport driver them and rider them from Okada, Keke, taxi, Puda, then get forget license for operator. And the new authority where they come, where Parliament go approve, it go get standards same and curriculum for driving tests. So that they will need beaucoup driving school them. So if you're a businessman, begin try for set up your driving school. And if you're in a post where fair work, try for train as a driving instructor. I can through voice of Sierra Leone networking, I can send message, we can tell you how for do it. So when we get in driving instructor then they, yes indeed, we go able respond to your suggestion. I thank you very much, Mr. Kamara, for your suggestion. So now let's go to the final part where they talk about this accident compensation. Moderator, let's get the first one with the Sierra Leone, the road safe logo, the building. This now inside the building. Let's start from outside, we go inside. Yes. So this also, the organization where me, the Combra organization where I don't provide advice to. One of we thing that we want to do. Government don't talk about them. SLRC don't talk about them. Now for provide roadside clinics. The roadside clinic here, just like in a city drawing, now for accidents and emergency response. And from the study we don't do, we don't think of key areas the way you can put them. One, that Waterloo area there, around Waterloo, because now heavily populated area, you get vehicle the way they come out Grafton, you get the way they come out Freetown, Waterloo, Mashaka Road, Wellington, Mashaka Road. So we don't develop this idea of Salone, they put them tier on the road. And when they did it, right? Not for just, we don't want no more for the treat accident victim them. In the other side in Africa. Them facilities here can also provide what we call health checks for drivers them, then long distance driver them. And if they make and say, the insurance company they say for kind side say, well, look, when you get insurance, you get for do health check every 3 months. And then facility. We'll check the eyesight. We'll check blood pressure. We'll talk heart rate, fatigue, and even do occasional tests for alcohol and abuse of drugs. Then in the preventive measure, occupational health. Also, then facilities here, they can also use them for provide primary health care to the local population. So, this is the big idea we will get. And we want to share. We want to start say, by God power, inshallah, God willing, in 1 year time, Lord try forget one of them facility here. If we use it, like where you see this one, now like container, now we use 40-foot container. You just need 3 40-foot container. Where one part will be the ward, where they treat people. Another one will be offices. The other one will be store. And when they talk about green energy and everything, we want to make sure say it will get both solar power and also power from the national grid. Because some of the equipment here, they need electricity. We also want to make sure say it will get borehole or adequate water, because you cannot provide healthcare services without water supply. So now this big idea here, we want to look. And from the estimates we will do, one of them facility here for putting on the road, it not cost more than $50,000 to $60,000. That's chicken change. So then Soriat and Combra people left in the Yarui, in a join with. So the target place they would all look, now that Waterloo Junction there, done on the approach to Bere Bridge, mile 38, where the many people and call Magbontoso, because Boko accident they take place there. Mashaka, that's mile 47, and mile 91. Then before we begin look the highway. So if you look at the picture, then we'll get inside, you will see the treatment room. We get infections control room. Because sometimes in the way you get accidents, you get forget infections. What we get for treat. We have to make sure, say, even with nurses there and the health workers, the way they work there, then self we protect them. So this is the big idea we will get. Where this have been go in 2020 February, where they get the Global Ministerial Conference on Road Safety, where I go represent we country. And I go represent we country, we put them here to the African chapter, other country them, they do it now. An idea born in Sierra Leone, Leonean is now being used in countries in East and Central. So they not do we. Why we not go do it for ourselves? Salonians are brilliant people, both at home and abroad. We are all over the world contributing to different parts of the world. You know? So again, I read this comment. Also, other intervention to enhance public safety is to institute the annual vehicle inspection system, where annual inspection of vehicle is a must. Brake systems, tires, headlights, to name a few, are evaluated. Yes, my brother George Kamara again, it is work in progress. And as I can tell you, some time ago, the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority agreement with Autospec Sierra Leone, that a company through a public-private partnership where they can do their tests here. As I talk to you now, they almost 90% don't complete a state-of-the-art center in mile 6 around our peninsula area. We get about 6 testing lanes where they didn't go start for begin test vehicles. But already, SLRS saying that the office in Kisigo then some get facility for test vehicle. The key challenge is not to forget the facilities and the contract. Now for enforce the law. The law is no respecter of persons. If you look, you're not going for test vehicle themselves. If you look now with treat of freedom, you will see the state of vehicles, public vehicles. I know all the public transport routes. One notorious route, then vehicle where they go Kintom. Some of them vehicles they will for don't sell their scrap to the Chinese there. Then truck the way they come out now Wellington or now them factory and the truck the way they come out Wataki, then safe, not fit for purpose. Yes, we don't almost come to the close of the project. And we can entertain any caller for coming before I talk, but when we for set up their facilities there and the trust fund, how we pay for them. Moderator, do we have any callers on the line? Again, now I read the number. Toll free 1-866-944-7722. UK +44 20 80 89 1455. Australia +61 29 098 4337. WhatsApp 1-343 997 5828. This is not the number that way. If you want to call and join the conversation, you feel free for do that for call. So now pause for see if there's any calling coming inside. And if no caller, I want to spend the last minute for round up.
Hello, viewers. This is now Omar call from Switzerland.
Omar, good evening, sir. How do you do?
Thank you very much.
Welcome to our show. Yeah.
Okay. I don't listen to the program. I mean, I'm in the transportation sector, so I know what they talk about. What I know get it now. When I get any idea, since they talk about road transport safety, when I talk about accidents, for engaged driving schools around the country, or if any, how many driving schools they within the country where they help for land people, because now they not the problem for now. I feel safe for the tackle the problem. Law we know say is that because how the person and which manner the person land with. Now, ain't they able facilitate accident or prevent accident? You know, since when they try for set up hospitals, emergency hospitals, and so when I look for fun, how una can go for engage the driving schools and what's in the relationship of the driving schools and the road transport safety? because we dey see people, for instance, the way they talk now, so myself now, I want me ride bike almost 6 years before I dey get me first driving license, so I know what I talk. So now my own question I've been just asked, what are the relationship between the driving schools, road transport, how would they do for engage them?
Okay, thank you very much, Umar, for that brilliant question. As usual, what I can do, I can always start with waiting at the law and the mandate first. Then I will tell you what has been happening so far. For a start, under we law, the Salone Road Safety Authority now they get responsibility for register and license all driving schools and instructors. From what me know, now Freetown, we get one of the best driving schools where we're learning for ordinary driver. We get one driving school na Brookfields. I don't forget the name. The gentleman where they run them invest a lot. Now, I can tell you, say, there is no professional driving school or institution for commercial drivers, and there lies the problem. One time in the way SLRSA be non talk say, then go begin with time when they set the systems in place for there, if you not go to driving school, go get license. And how we do that? We get groups where they work with. We get professional drivers association, and they talk regularly to drivers union. Right now, as I tell you, we are raising product owners association, make sure they get corporate registration and everything. So all that we get for share there and day as progress what they make the transport industry. So we need desperately for getting for driving schools. But with the reform of public transport, we can get a Salone Public Transport Authority in place of Salone Road Transport Corporation. Because Road Transport Corporation, now then they run buses, then they regulate public transport. So now, government no one for the run buses already. We get a pro Salone, which is funded by the World Bank, a $50 million project, when are the Integrated Resilient Urban Mobility Project. The word language in English. What should they try for do? Now for improve public transport. And the next set of programs I will do special programs for updates with people them, how that project did they go. But under that project they now, we put in place, first of all, that authority there, now go do the curriculum for drivers then. So you get different categories of drivers. The next thing, working with SLRSA, then go able to certify driving institutions. Even the Motor Drivers Union and the Puda Association, right now, we're putting together plans for set up a professional driving academy. And then they do that in partnership with the organization Road Safe Salone. We get another young gentleman who is very proud, where they do training for driver and Keke Okada, Star Watch Foundation, one Mr. Wicks. We go share all that information. Now we put things together. For getting here in place, government get your own part. When I then get the law, and they say that then they get for do for the law, you get for do them for yourself. The private sector get their own part, where if government say now, before you drive, if you go to a professional driving school, people then go begin open driving school all over. Because people are going to get a license. But then, like we were the technical expert, he help government for set the standards, send the syllabus, the curriculum, all that. Right now, as I'm talking to you, I'm still in an assignment where I do on behalf of the government of Somaliland, driver training manual and instruction, regulations for driving schools, all that thing. We are willing for government and customize them from Sierra Leone. So I think saying that my response that day, to the issue we raise. Do we get anybody again at the line before we round up? We almost come to the end of the program. Any more caller on the line? One more call before we wrap up this program for today. Okay.
Hello.
Now, hello.
Yes, so Mr. Mengot, thank you very much for the program today. I really learned a lot, and very important the issues we raised today, and the callers as well. We talk about the training, driving, the training schools, and you talk about the manuals and we you want customize. I think to say that NTS so na the skeleton, because waiting that question when I possibly be asked was the other facilities that we talk about, those are fleshing the skeleton. So the skeleton of this whole issue is the driving facility, the training, like when you say don't put pen on paper for make sure say the relationship between them, different organizations there, so and the drivers themselves, and all of that education the way you give so is very important. Now this make what I'm really happy with the way they push this program. We want to encourage everybody when they listen to this program. Please share this program. Save your family in life. Save your neighbor in life. Save anybody when they go salon for go work a day. For let we know say drivers have to be responsible. And when Mr. Victor they talk about, Mr. Mengo talk about law, the laws in the country. Implementation is key in that country. Mr. Mengo, they do a lot of work in Sierra Leone. I just want to say to you, thank you very much. Keep doing what you know best. And we encourage everybody for please help for now push this program. Save one person in life by sharing this program to other people. It's very important. Also one give money, but we can share the program for educate the nation. Thank you very much, Mr. Victor. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Madam Janet, as we're very supportive, and also as appeal to people them, let them listen to we, and let them share the message that we're getting here. And let me complain, not to all them, we they ask people them for money. Yeah? Creole can say good word, pull cola. Sometimes they just in support, in advocacy, in sharing knowledge. It make a lot of difference for change waiting to happen now Salone. This week, as I tell you, this Remembrance Week, where they end tomorrow, the government get lots of programs. We don't show you now what they do. We're showing you the sensitization. We're showing you the memorial service where they make for the victims them. Yes, Lord give them a big hand, then try. But as we can say in a Creole, one finger not the pick loss, and one hand not the full box. Nothing in one grain for they do everything. Let's stop that business we say me na government and what you are saying na income. Right? In a democracy, they say government for the people and by the people and with the people. Even with constitution say sovereignty lies in the people. So there are government officials that would appeal to ina, right? Not to ina no more for they do things on in our own. Ina they try. Right? But some of them things that we will discuss now very technical things. Some of the things that will be done they do in a salon because we get driver testing. I remember Pademba where they get like Bacolo driving school. We get places where they test people for driving on the road. We get Pa McFoy and Pa Masako of blessed memory, where they road transport department, who were very strict. Where they train people them. If you take the corporation, all man remember the late Gascony Davis. We make sure say passenger then travel safely. So we get people them. We get people them we get meaningful. We on program, despite the government, where we do in partnership with the police. And again, once more for end this program, I want to say thanks to LUC Gloria Edwards of Adelaide Street Police Station. Tomorrow we have a small symposium. And now we self-fund that symposium there. And I will say thank you to Madam Gladys Taylor, we're based in the UK. We're now one of the founding members of Road Safe Salone. We make financial contribution. And to we project coordinator, Mr. Jibril Natong, Jibril Kagbo, we work tirelessly for print t-shirts them and all them things in there. So with this, as we go to bed today, and if you're out in the streets in Freetown, or you're in London, or you're in America, make sure you drive safe. You get safe way for go home, and let you sleep and wake tomorrow morning and join the world for pray and remember the victims of road traffic accidents. Till my next program, me na engineer Victor Ako Mengot. I tell you thank you for when I spare the time for listening to this broadcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My next week program, I go focus on there we holiday makers them where they go town. So Lord not just they talk about driving, Lord talk about safety and security. So man, you don't tell where they overseas. So man can go regularly. But we will talk about safety, we include things to do with transport and other safety issues for we people them this festive system. So one, I say thank you to Ina for when I listen to me and share this program widely. I know some man not can get time for listening. And the last program we'll do, when me self share them, it reached over 500 people. And then people that will watch them, we thank you very much. So again, my sincere gratitude to Voice of Sierra Leone Network for the opportunity for us share ideas with me people in Sierra Leone. I say tata. In Timinu say, how are you? Sinin Kanetete.
This is the Central University. Here, we move a little differently. We are the change makers, the innovators. We are solving the problems of the 21st century. We create, we lead, we inspire. Beginning your journey at Central University is opening your chapter to success. Here, we are a family that works together to make the change today for a better Sierra Leone and world tomorrow. Here is a home for you. Central University, a place where careers begin.
"150 people are killed every hour on the world's roads, each one of them leaving a huge hole in the hearts of those left to grieve. Each one of them more than a number, but only one of the 1,350,000 people to have lost their lives on the roads in any given year. Another 50 million are seriously injured, and it's the primary cause of death for children and young people under the age of 29. These are heartbreaking statistics that only touch on the impact on emergency services and the trauma experienced by those left behind to grieve, rehabilitate, and carry on. In November, we ask you to remember those lost, those left behind, and those you love. To reflect on the impact on our emergency services and the important work they do, often at great risk to themselves, to save lives. They need our support. And think of those you love. Your own actions will make the roads safer for them and others. Road trauma sends ripples out throughout the community. But by taking the time to remember those who've been killed and injured, we can also act to make things safer for those we love. Join the UN World Day of Remembrance in November and become part of the global movement to reduce the death and injury tolls and improve post-crash response for victims and families who are seeking thorough investigation into the cause and prevention of these tragedies. In-depth investigation not only forms the cornerstone to justice, but provides evidence-based prevention strategies for global road safety improvement worldwide. If you can, please consider donating to the UN/WHO Action Group working to implement the Global Plan for Road Safety, or to your local road victims NGO. But most importantly, consider your own actions to make our roads safer, because every life lost or broken is one too many, and every one of us can make our roads safer today.